underway from the Bradley Center. Well, Marquette coming off the win there last night out of their opener in Southern. That was on Friday night. And an early turnover for the Golden Eagles, and that's going to turn into an easy 2 on the other end as Ramon Brown puts the first bucket in the basket.
And that's the only way that this Grambling State team can hang around this game. Can they force turnovers? So they're playing in the zones because they're undersized inside. If they can force the tempo and keep Marquette out of rhythm, get themselves an opportunity.
Up and down inside, Marquette should dominate the paint here tonight at O'Toole. Get it started for the Gold Eagles this evening.
And Marquette, all you got to do is make sure you get shots at the basket. You give yourself a great opportunity to get offensive rebounds. One there for Marquette here early.
Marquette coming in 17th in the country. And a big matchup, big early November game Saturday against Ohio State. That'll be a start. We'll have it on Fox. But this is going to be an opportunity tonight against an outmanned Grambling State ball club. Marquette wants a run, and they want to see some things from their perimeter players this evening as Jamil Wilson is fouled. And Brett, how about some of the things you're looking out for tonight?
Well, in this game, when you have a game where you are outmatching your opponent, I expect for Buzz Williams to have minutes for his young players. Give them a chance, not just practice time, but how to react in the game. The other thing is you want to learn how to play with the new college rules. Defend without fouling, a big key word for this Marquette team.
Yeah, it's been such a big topic, and if you've been watching some of these early games since Friday, you're hearing a lot of whistles, a lot of foul trouble, as Steve Taylor Jr. connects. And that'll certainly be a story in the non-conference schedule. We'll see how fast these players are going to be able to adjust to the new rules. Or actually, the enforcement of the rules is probably a better way to say it.
We had to talk with the officials for the game. They said it's not a new rule. They are just enforcing it more, and it'll take some getting used to for players. But once they adjust, then players know how to play with these rules.
Pushes it up, down inside. Taylor Jr. clears it. Here comes Thomas. Marquette coming off a 14-4 Big East campaign last year, shared the title. Joe Wilson, and a one and done for Marquette. A tremendous success here for the Golden Eagles as Buzz Williams trying to take a 6th consecutive season to the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, you get a chance here when you're against the zone, the vulnerable part of the zone, the middle. That time Marquette did a great job of getting the ball to Steve Taylor Jr. in the middle, where he has the ability to knock down that mid-range jumper.
Well, Wilson finds himself wide open. That's going to be a huge part of Marquette's story moving forward this year. If Wilson can at least be a threat to shoot the ball. As Thomas comes up short, it's great to have a night here. We're taking guard play, and Marquette wants to see a lot of their guards. A good move inside by an A.G. Shine.
Yeah, well, they want to see Wilson play well because they lost Vanderbilt. You lose Trent Lockett. You lose Junior Kaduna. So you're going to have your back with your betters. Nice move there by Tule inside. But the outside play for Marquette is going to have to pick up. They're not just scoring the basketball, but also the leadership of this team.
2 early buckets by O'Toole. Whistle on the floor.
And if you can get this inside from O'Toole, this is a bonus for this team. Mostly known as a rebounder shot blocker, but low post position. When you're outmanning and outsizing your opponent, you get a chance to work on post moves. Nice little left-hand hook.
Marquette featuring 2 terrific big men inside with O'Toole and Vontae Gardner. Gardner, their best scorer, figures to be again this year. He comes off the bench. The lefty Freeman misses. And here's Wilson on the look. Jamil Wilson kicks it out to Derek. No relation with those 2. 2 or 3 Wilsons on the club. Well, there's plenty of rebounds offensively for Marquette.
They're just too big. This is the one thing you also want to do is you don't want to create bad habits. And the one thing Buzz Williams stressed to his team, they want to come out and use this as a game, continue to get better. No different than when they play Ohio State. Next week, you have to continue to play.
Ramon Brown fouled. One of 3 freshmen on the floor. A foul on Wilson. There is Joseph Price. His next win at Grambling will be his first. He's in his 2nd year. They went 0-28 last season. And Price was looking forward to his return to the Bradley Center. A lot of big matchup. He played for Notre Dame. He played for Digger Phelps at Notre Dame and has some fond memories of those great matchups with Notre Dame and Marquette in the Digger Phelps Al McGuire era in the 70s and 80s.
Big battles during those times.
3 points for the freshman Ron Brown. Back inside Otule. Easy as it gets. And whistle and a chance for three for Otule.
I like Otule. What he's doing is just running the middle of the court. You can see here inside. Seals inside. He is just too big and too strong for Steven Dandridge to stop. And he is exploiting that matchup right now.
Otule 3 for 3 out of the gates. It was a quick exit for him against Southern on Friday. Had an early foul. He was out of the game 90 seconds into it. Can't finish the lead. Wilson there to clean up. And a big possession for Marquette. They go up 7. 4 points for Jamil Wilson now.
You can see their size is just too much for Grambling on the backboards. Anytime it goes up, they're giving themselves another opportunity. Grambling's going to have to do all they can to get defensive rebounds.
Comier, freshman point guard. And that is going to go the other way. Offensive foul. Well, great start for Marquette. Getting a lot of activity in the paint. Offensive rebounds, an early story, and a 12-5 lead for the Golden Eagles.
Baylor, one of the most explosive offenses in college football.
Does have two terrific men in Gardner and Otule. That'll be the strength of Marquette this year. The perimeter, the guard play will be something to watch all season long for Marquette, and it could be what takes them deep into the season. As Wilson from 3. Another offensive rebound. That's the 5th so far for Marquette. And a whistle underneath.
And a swipe to the face. And just to see here, it's did a great job of hustling for the rebound. And I think the swipe there by Cormier trying to reach in and inverted swipe to the face.
So no foul. It was just out of bounds is the call on Grambling State. So Marquette ball and Taylor Jr. still dealing with the effects of that swipe. Headed to free throw line.
Maybe dealing with the effects, but it didn't stop him from getting that basketball and looking for an opportunity.
Taylor Jr. 59% free throw shooter last year. Was a role player, a bench player last season. Did not score against Southern in the opener on Friday. He had 12 minutes.
And Southern gave him a really tough test.
And going to the monitor here to check who the foul was on. We'll see if we can give him an assist here.
Definitely get an opportunity to see here. Looks like the foul is there down low. So Shine maybe. Reaching in there, yeah, Shine underneath. Are you sure it's me?
And fouls are important for Grambling because they have very little depth. They got themselves in foul trouble against Paul. Now, Brad, been talking about Marquette lost last year. Obviously, big scoring in Vanderbilt, Junior Cadogan, Trent Lockett. That is a lot to have replaced from a team that went to the Elite Eight.
And the thing that it's not just what you replace in terms of statistics. You what you replace in terms of making guys feel comfortable on court. That is going to be up to Wilson this season to make his team feel comfortable, run the club, and get this team executing offensively. You already know how to bring it on the defensive side.
Vanderbilt playing Israel now in the professional race. Junior Cadogan is in the Republic of Georgia. Down in the corner, that is Brown. No. As Williams, his big emphasis is one shot for the opposition. And that's been about what it's been today for Grambling. One shot this time for Marquette.
Yeah, they've only been giving up one shot, but they've done a good job of getting extra shot opportunities on the other end.
And there's a foul on Wilson, and that's one of the calls we're seeing a lot of in the early part of the schedule. Just what you're talking about, the arm bar.
Exactly. As soon as the officials now see that hand extend and touch the offensive player, you see here the hand tries to get it. Wilson tries to get his hand, but not enough time.
Second foul on Jamel Wilson. That'll bring on Anderson in the game. And you can almost tell in Wilson's reaction, it's starting to work. The players are starting to develop how they're going to have to play defense on the perimeter. But it was just a touch slow, and the whistle got his second foul. O'Meara attacks and is wrestled up by Anderson.
It's almost like when you stick your hand in a cookie jar, and you know you stuck your hand in and you're trying to get it out quick. The one thing that Buzz Williams has the joy of is then when he goes to the bench, he still comes in with wing. He comes in with Juan Anderson, still turnover there. Still got guys that can defend, get after it, and that's what he loves about. He has interchangeable parts with all the pieces he has.
He has a roster that can get very big. At some point, you see Jamel Wilson running the point. Wilson at 6'7", he can get long with his roster. And that is going to go very well for him as he moves into Big East play.
Especially you play Otule, when he gets fouled, Otule and Gardner together. That is a formidable big front line.
Marquette moving the basketball well.
Against the zone, you have to move the ball side to side, get the defense moving, then reacting and adjusting, and then get this nice seal inside there. Well, Otule, great pass. The only way you get good finishes is if the pass is on time, and that pass there was right on time.
Chandler Thomas and Wendell Glinton getting the post for Grambling. Mayo is in. So Otule dealing with 3 major injuries, broken feet each one, had the torn ACL 2011, 2012. This is his 6th year, and ruled eligible to play his 6th year. His first year was Bud Williams' first year here at Marquette. He's been here for it all. Only twice being able to play a full season, hoping for a 3rd year. Nice move, Taylor Jr. This is one of the guys that focused on Brevin are open tonight.
Yeah, I like what he brings because he can shoot the ball from the perimeter, but he's also long and athletic, gets to the basket, also does a great job on the offensive glass.
6 points early for Taylor Jr. Out in the corner, Derek Wilson, no. Yeah, that's going to be a foul on Taylor.
Derek Wilson, we watched him knock that shot down and shoot around it, but you see Taylor Jr. there. He's able to just be longer than the defender, puts it on the floor here, doesn't waste time with move, just goes right up and over the smaller Grambling defenders.
So Taylor Jr. will head to the bench. And the freshman Deontay Burton from here in Milwaukee Vincent High School is in. And this is a guy Buzz Williams wants to see a lot of tonight if he can get the game and the score the way he wants it. And a quick turnover. Good hands down there right into the game. And Wilson pumps it inside. Burton. A truly offensive board and a foul, and he's going to the line. No basket.
If you play on Marquette, you got to be thinking every time down the court, just throw it off the backboard. We're going to go and get it. Grambling is just too small to do anything to stop Otule inside. He has done a good job of keeping the ball alive, getting extra possessions. They have to continue that work inside.
Foul was on Wendell Glinton. His second as Otule hits the free throw. And back he comes Richard Freeman for Grambling. And the backup point guard John Dawson enters for Marquette. That'll give Derek Wilson a breather. 7 points for Otule. And he hits both free throws. A 47% free throw shooter last year. An area to improve in his final year at Marquette. 10-0 run for the Golden Eagles. An 18-5 lead. Freeman, the lefty, kicks it out. Comier. And a foul. Comier very quick. He figures to be drawing a lot of fouls this year under the executed rules. And here it is, Brevin. Rule 10, Section 1, if you want to dive into the rule book.
Keep hand and forearm. You talk about you can't use your arm bar. Putting two hands on somebody, the continuous touching. The other thing they're going to stop is cuts through the lane. Not going to allow you to chuck the offensive player anymore.
Got a whistle. Devontae Gardner just now checking in. And picks up the foul. That'll send Wendell Glenn to the line. Another freshman on this Grambling ball club. Tough times at Grambling right now. Is a program that is strapped financially. NCAA rules violations, academic progress rate a couple of seasons ago that cut scholarships. Joseph Price taking over this program, coming from Lamar. And a lot of work to do to try to get Grambling back to some form of respectability. They're just trying to win a game. Got to go back to March of 2012 to find their last victory. Came against Alabama A&M.
And you take these type of games for exposure. You give your team a chance to be seen. It's a recruiting tool for Price and his staff. And then also for your players that have an opportunity to play against what is considered some of the best in college basketball.
Comier cuts through. Foul. Looks like Mayo. I beg your pardon. That's going to be on Burton.
Marquette shot 53 free throws in their first game. They are now giving the fouls, and Grambling doing a good job. You're undersized. You know you have the speed, especially with these new rules. Continue to put the pressure on Marquette. Put the pressure on the officials to see will they make foul calls. Can you get some points with the clock stopped?
And that game against Southern, 33 free throws made. 33 of the 63 points came from the line. The 53 attempts was a program record. And we're seeing that all over as Burton picks up his first field goal.
And I tell you, these Marquette fans are going to really like watching Burton play. He's almost looked like a baby Barkley with his size and strength.
Not big like a freshman. There's an offensive board. Gardner puts it back. But they'll clean it up is Glidden. So Wendell Glidden finally gets Grambling another buck on the board. And missing badly is Remon Brown.
And when you get turnover, yeah, at least make sure you take a good shot, because when you don't, it leads to shots in the paint for Marquette.
20-9, Marquette with the lead and the basketball. Otule having a good start to this night on Marquette so far.
The three-point line. I'm going to let them know that also, though.
All right, that's a great lesson. That's something you could take. That's what Buzz Williams reiterated the same day. He called it playing with your number as opposed to your chest. There is going to be this evolving defensive nature. It's going to free up the game a little bit. There's going to be more activity, and that's what they want in the college game. Picks have been down lately. So we'll see who makes the adjustment the fastest. As Gardner gets a second chance, keeping it alive for himself, and finally a foul. And Devontae Gardner misses a couple of easy ones. Hey, tomorrow don't miss a full night of Big East basketball. It all begins on Fox Sports 1. The Raiders Wright State take on Georgetown. Or on Fox Sports 2, it's Kent State and Seton Hall. Followed by Southern Miss and DePaul. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern on your new home for Big East basketball. Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports 2. Brian Anderson, Brevin Knight, great to have you with us from the Bradley Center in Milwaukee. Devontae Gardner at the line, but a quiet night for him so far. Spent much of the first part of the first half on the bench.
He just missed a free throw? That's missed automatic there from the free throw line.
Yeah, Gardner shot 83.5% from the line last season. Anderson kicks it in. Good pass. Good recovery there by Freeman. But Burton able to get the bucket. Now 4 points for the freshman.
They're going to really enjoy his physical style of play, relentless out inside, and he stays on the offensive glass and with his body carves out good space.
Freeman not afraid, misfires. Grambling's going to have to start making some three-pointers. They have a chance of keeping it respected. Oh, and a beautiful dish. Dawson to Gardner, and Marquette adds to it.
That's how you run a fast break right there. Driving the lane. Nice dish by the freshman. Easy laying for Gardner. See here, it starts on the defensive end. Great defensive rebound. Push the basketball. He's going to avoid the charge at the free throw line. A little razzle-dazzle. Gardner with the easy laying on that thing.
Dawson with a dish. Freshman out of Clovis, New Mexico, coming off a high school state championship last year. He looks like he's going to
type numbers that they did have such a good recruiting class for Bud Williams to work with.
Freeman, and it's stolen by Burton. Kicks it up ahead. Juan Anderson, a foul, and it goes. Anderson to the line. Marquette pouring it on here. Coming off the timeout by Joseph Price.
That's what Barkley should do, huh? I'm trying to tell you. Get still, start the break. Nice pass ahead. His teammate doesn't have to do anything but catch, gather, and finish on the other end. And Marquette, not known in the past as being a fast break team. They like to play with pace, but they like to be efficient, and that there was an efficient break.
So it's going to be intentional here, and that'll be 2 shots in the ball. Figuring 1 on the floor. So a 2-shot for Anderson. Marquette will retain possession. There's Burton. Buzz Williams, he told us, and Brevin, you mentioned it at the outset, this is a game to try to get a look at some of the perimeter players, some of these young guys, get them a run against Grambling tonight with a big showdown coming up on Saturday as Anderson misses both. And so far, it's been what he's wanted.
He is. He needed his starters to do a good job to allow him to feel comfortable enough to not play the young guy. You know, he does not want to be disrespectful to Grambling and just play any type lineup. So they're going to play for real basketball with a legit substitution pattern, but definitely give the young guys more minutes.
Vaughn Johnson checking in, the man in the headband. Burton strong but can't finish. Here comes Grambling. Ramon Brown kicks it out. Back to Brown. It's Kobe in the point guard. Kobe has been somewhat effective on the attack. Probably just not getting finishes, and they're not making the free throws. Shine. 3-pointer, no. Mayo pulls it down. Grambling's 0 for 6 from behind the arc.
They struggle to shoot the basketball playing against the ball in their first game also.
Burton, the left. Strong rebound, finishes at rim. He has 6. Burton scored 2 points in his first collegiate game on Friday. And 6 early in the first half in game 2 of his Marquette career.
These are the game minutes that you like for your young players to get an opportunity to play.
Let's go the other way. Offensive foul. Marquette in good position defensively. Dawson draws the foul. Marquette basketball.
Yeah, the second time here in this game, and Marquette has stood in there and taken the charge. You have to have a lot of guts because you know you're going to take the hit the 4. Great defense there by Marquette.
Todd Mayo with Dawson running the point. Has that one blocked. Burton. And now Burton. No, but Gardner's there.
All they have to do is make sure that they get a shot at the basket. And they'll do it. They'll have an opportunity at offensive rebounds. And Grambling's going to have to get everybody back to the paint. You can't rely on 1 or 2 people to rebound the ball.
So some players from Marquette not getting the kind of minutes in the openers they are tonight. And they are hungry. You can see it in their eyes. Dawson kicks it to Gardner and a foul. Ramon Brown's going to send Gardner to the free throw line. Marquette getting anything they want in glass right now.
Yeah, they're just too big and too strong for Grambling. You see Burton misses the lane, but Gardner there to for easy tap in And again on break, John Dawson does a good job of pushing the basketball, gets it to the middle of the floor. Nice bounce pass to his big man, and doesn't have to do anything but catch and finish.
Yes, 2 free throws missed by Gardner. Shine got the foul, by the way, his third. Substitutions for Grambling as Dandridge, the starting big man, checks back in. And Glenn will take a seat, and strange to see Devontae Gardner miss free throws.
Yeah, they chant automatic when he goes to the free throw line. That's how much they're accustomed to seeing him make. And there's another miss.
And now you got to deal with the thing. The thing upstairs. He's missed all 3. Nothing to do it for Shine.
They just continued fire.
Gardner made 15 free throws. Part of his 25 points against Southern. Hustles it down. Another possession from Marquette. Jerron Johnson, no Burton there for the rebound and the foul. And Burton will go to the free throw line.
They're just starting to live at the free throw line. Now is Marquette. You see the work here. Burton with the turnaround. And Gardner, if you are Grambling, if you're loose balls, you have to get every 50-50 ball, because the ones that go on the rim, it is hard for you to deal with physicality of Marquette inside. Loose ball, they have to get every loose ball.
15 offensive rebounds for Marquette. And Burton hits the free throw. 7 points for the freshman. Shine is out with 3 fouls. Chandler Thomas is in. See the numbers on Burton. Oh, he is put together. Figures to have an impact on this team this year. Deontay Burton.
He averaged 17 and 11 last year coming out of high school. And you can see why.
Milwaukee Vincent staying home to play for Buzz Williams. And a good get for Buzz Williams.
He's done well. He got 2 good gets here out of in Milwaukee, getting Dwayne Wilson also.
Burton, another one with the left. Oh, too strong on the back iron. Like the move. Finish wasn't there for him. It looks like Steve Taylor Jr. ready to check back in. Timeout on the floor. Marquette doing what they want and getting some young guys some play time against Grambling tonight. Well, as Marquette moves on and Gardner and O'Toole graduate and their career comes to an end, Marquette will probably, it looks like the way their recruiting is going and their young players, they're going to return to that guard-oriented offense. This year they can bang with the best of them. That's a good finish in there by Chandler Thomas. But you look for Marquette to go back more to the speed game, more to the guard-oriented offense for years to come. And why not? If they're going to allow some free movement, the rules, or the enforcement of the rules, that's the way you can be very successful if you can get some guards who can handle the ball. Brown, home. He's been the most aggressive of the Grambling State Tigers. Comer attacks going right at Gardner, and that is another offensive foul. The third of the night for Joseph Price crew.
Man, this is just great job, great defensive position by Marquette. Gardner knows that he's not a shot blocker up top, does a good job sliding his feet, takes a position. Another point of emphasis in college basketball is not allowing defenders to slide over late after an offensive player has left the floor. That time Gardner was set before Cormier got to him.
Cormier with 2 fouls in the corner. Jerron Johnson. Grambling State on the move. Chandler Thomas. In the corner, the lefty, Freeman, got it. That's the one they needed. Grambling is their first 3-pointer. And Richard Freeman.
The other thing they did in that one was they swung the ball side to side. They didn't just take the first shot, drill down whoever has it, shoot the basketball. The ball went from side to side. They got a wide open jump.
Taylor Jr. knocks it down. That's a pretty look.
He feels comfortable from that area. Whenever someone plays zone, his immediate spot is goes to the free throw line. I think because he can knock that shot down, but also because he's a very good passer.
Collier, too strong. Chandler pulls the board down. Chandler with the left. And there is Brown to finish it. So a couple of possessions there for Grambling, and they finish it with a basket.
Grambling will give themselves a better opportunity if they don't have the person that dribbles it down shoot it. If they can make 3 or 4 passes, give themselves a better opportunity at a good shot.
Gardner fouled, or rather Taylor fouled, and he'll head to the line. Big East basketball comes to Fox this Saturday. Top 20 showdown, Brevin. 10th ranked Ohio State Buckeyes against Marquette. Currently at 17th in the country. Cup starts Saturday, 1 Eastern, only on Fox. Looking forward to that matchup.
Nice guard matchup in that one.
Boy, is it ever. Aaron Craft, one of the best on-the-ball defenders in the country.
Derek Wilson will have his hands full. He's just coming back into the game. Limping, maybe just a little stiff from sitting on the side, but there will be no limping in that Ohio State game because Aaron Craft will take advantage. He's like shark smelling blood in the water.
Ohio State, most pundits in the Big Ten picked to finish 3rd. Michigan State, the top 2, but there's no doubt Ohio State certainly has the pedigree and the talent to make a run once again this year. Both Marquette and Ohio State have went away from Final Four last season. Marquette picked to win the Big East, kind of carrying the flag now of the new Big East Conference, and they're proud to be at the top of the conference in the early preseason picks.
Yeah, a different Big East Conference. I grew up in New Jersey with what the Big East used to be, and to look at it now, you still see Georgetown, you still see Villanova. To add Xavier, Butler, and Creighton, to add a different vibe and feel in this Big East.
Syracuse, Pitt, Louisville, Notre Dame, Rutgers all out. The new Big East looks like this. And Marquette in the coaches poll at the top of the heat. Georgetown and their new big man, Josh Schmidt, transferring from UCLA. He was impressive in Seoul. And a loss against Oregon. Played a game in Korea.
Played well. They'll have a good year, and Markel Starks have to do big things for him.
Gardner going to look easy once again. He has 8 points. You know, Tule essentially splitting time in this first half. Tule dominated early. He had 8 points quickly. 3 for 3 from the field of Tule. Gardner's come in and put up his 8 after 25 points against Southern Friday. Kick and a foul.
Grambling gives themselves a chance when they pass the ball around. When they don't just settle for that first person shooting the basketball, they've gotten something good, whether it be an uncontested shot, second chance opportunity, easy dump down fouls. It's just when they've come down and whoever had it shoots the first shot where they've found problems.
Del Glenton, the 6'9" freshman out of Florida. He's from Lakewood, Florida. It's a big challenge, and we're talking about Joseph Price and his second year at Grambling, but there has to be a culture change. And you mentioned it. Guys are here trying to prove that they belong on a floor like this against an opponent like this. They can get selfish at times. How do you preach team basketball at Grambling at this point? And you've lost 29 straight games.
We try to tell these guys we have to try to play the right way. As Mayo knocks down a short jump shot, play the right way. We try to get some positive results. The negative results right now haven't gotten us anywhere. Let's try to change the way things are going, get going in new direction, play a team and see what happens. And you see, when they play team basketball, good things happen. It's when they play individually, it doesn't work.
Marquette foul 25, Steve Tiller, junior, second.
Grambling with that 0-28 season last season, and one of the very few to have that dubious time. And they've lost 29 consecutive games. They lost their opener at DePaul on Saturday. And what was interesting about last year, Grambling doesn't like to hear these numbers, but not only did they lose every game, the closest finish they had was 8 points. That was their closest margin of defeat last year.
They know that they have a large hill to get up, but you have to start somewhere. And Coach Price is trying to instill the correct way to play the game. He still has to get the talent and players to be able to win also.
Gardner continuing with the theme of this game, and that is the point in the paint. 10 points for Gardner, and a whistle. And that'll be a foul on Gardner. That will send Chandler Thomas to the free throw line. Gardner picks up his second foul.
They've done this time and time again. If they continue to push the ball, O'Toole and Gardner have both run the middle of the court and gotten deep position. And then on the other side, you see that the hands come down for Gardner. Easy call for the officials.
And Thomas hits the first free throw. O'Toole back in as Gardner will take a seat, and likely for the rest of the first half. Exits with 2 fouls, 10 points for Gardner. Thomas hits them both, and 8 points. One of the few seniors on this Grambling team.
He's done a good job of coming in and giving them a boost. Here's Wendell Glenn.
Moved the ball well. Burton can't finish at the rim. And here comes Comier. Just under 4 minutes to play in the first half. Marquette 42, Grambling 25. Game 2 of the year for the Golden Eagles. A foul on the floor. That'll send us to a timeout. Cool Tuesday night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Glad you're with us.
Here's to an Italian meal the way it should be. Here's to cold
Street on their home floor than the Golden Eagles.
When you talk about that preseason schedule, they 4 NCAA teams from last year on that schedule. Southern, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and New Mexico. Buzz is going to play here in the preseason. Another thing is he always likes to get his teams ready for what it's going to be like in season. Some coaches like to go out and play games to tune up. You know you're going to win. Buzz likes to mix and match it. Play some games that really challenges his team also.
Peak at the right time, right? And Buzz Williams has had a pretty good formula for that in his tenure here at Marquette. Tyron Bain checks in for Grambling. First activity in Grambling, their matchup zone, which is a new look for him this season.
Marquette has dominated this zone by continuing to throw the ball in the paint. 32 of their 42 points here in this first half have come in.
Here's Burton. Shot clock at 11, a foul on Grambling. The foul's going to belong to Wendell Glenn.
Like the work inside though by Grambling that time. Keeping the O'Toole away from the basket, fronted him a couple of times, worked to get behind. Give him a different look. Don't make it as easy as it was to start this game. You know, when that guy gets in there, he makes everything easy.
Gardner, a couple of fouls on the bench with 10 points. O'Toole with 8. And O'Toole kept it alive. And Anderson comes up with the ball. And did he get the timeout? He did. So Anderson able to control it, get timeout, and save the possession for Marquette. It'll be a quick one for the Golden Eagles. O'Toole with 8 points, has not missed from the field yet. Ton of free throws tonight again for Marquette. They're 8 for 18 from the free throw line. Anderson pulls back. No. And that foul is going to belong to O'Toole.
It's the one area, if you're Buzz Williams, the area of concern is the free throw line. They've worked so hard to get there. You see this foul inside on O'Toole grabbing the arm. And if you're going to work hard in the paint to draw fouls, the worst thing you can do is not convert them when you get to the free throw line. And that 8 for 18, you have to do a better job of converting free throws.
Wendell Glenn will shoot 2. Did not score in the opener against DePaul. Glenn now with 7 points. And most of that coming from the free throw line. It's a goal here. 42-29.
Grambling's become a lot more competitive as the game has gone along.
It's a good finish inside. Deontay Burton. He now has 10. Grambling scored 9 points in the first 12 minutes of the game. They have 20 in the last 5 minutes of this game. And the lefty Chandler, no. Austin comes away with it, but he's ready to push it. Von Anderson runs it for him. And wide open, parting the Red Sea. Otule flushes one. 10 points for Otule.
Great run to the floor by the big guy. He and Gardner, the entire night, have run the middle of the court tremendously well. They've done a good job of posting in the front of the rim, and that time Otule with the
Freeman misses on 3. Grambling really struggling from behind the arc. They're 1 for 11 now. Anderson slippery in there, gets fouled. Well, on the fast break, this could be the one on Fox Sports Live tonight, Brevin.
This definitely could be. Nice move, nice dish. Good finish by the big. You always like to reward your big guy when he runs the floor. And Otule was rewarded there with the nice one-hand slam.
Otule is putting in his vote for the one time as Anderson misses the free throw. That foul, by the way, on Wendell Clinton, which is his 4th. And Grambling finds himself in serious foul trouble again. Thomas, he is out. And Jawan Johnson is in.
But Wendell Clinton has to know time, situations. You're playing a good game. He's helped his team get back in the game. I'll pick up a 4th foul in the first half.
Turner, who is an undersized 4.
Look at the size difference between him and Otule.
Turner's 6'4", Otule's 6'11". And that'll belong to Marquette.
If you're going to be good, you got to have good help defense. It's got to be help defense all the way around. That time Otule with the good help defense then also comes up. That he almost gets the defensive rebound.
Burton looking for it inside, a little careless at the ball. Anderson travels and a turnover. That burns up Buzz Williams a little bit. It's more than just the score on a night like this for Buzz Williams, and a guy who is deep into the basketball metrics. He's keeping what he calls his whiteboard statistics, and these are all elements that he knows and that he is trying to put his players in the right position. There's a three-pointer. Chandler Thomas is the second miss behind the arc for Grambling. 11 points for Thomas. Right back into Otule, and the foul on Thomas.
He continues to dominate the paint.
Now, Rob Stone, Austin Crozier, they'll be taking a look at Tennessee and Xavier. The preview in Tennessee's first game. Xavier won their opener. Got big games tonight. Michigan State and Kentucky. There are plenty of stats and analysis coming up at the half here on Fox Sports 1. That's 11 for Otule. 16-point lead for Marquette. And a bunch of free throws again. That's pretty much the story all over college basketball.
I can tell you that Buzz Williams will have written on that whiteboard, we are practicing free throws.
Well, a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to Grambling. Good hustle in there. Big man playing hard today.
Yeah, well, you expect the Marquette team, they're going to play hard. You can, every night in and night out, the effort will be on the court. It's just a matter of bringing it all together. As we said earlier, figuring out on the perimeter how they can continue to be good.
Colmier, the freshman point guard. And another inside for him. A good look, but an offensive foul. And Buzz Williams applauding the defense, moving the feet to get in a position to draw that foul.
Otule, second, I think, here in this game tonight, doing a good job. This is your 6'11" center doing a good job moving his feet, taking one for his team. And Buzz Williams, look at that. Look at that look on his face. You don't think he loves that defensive intensity?
Always intense. No matter the situation, he brings it every day, doesn't he?
Yeah, he knows, he understands that this is a grooming process. That these players have to be ready to play at a high level because they're going to be counted on this season.
Anderson passed it up. Johnson passes it up. And almost a treble, but there to finish is Dawson. John Dawson, the freshman backup point guard, his first bucket. First field goal of his collegiate career. His only point on Friday came as a free throw. And a three-pointer made, Chandler Thomas. 14 points for Thomas, the lefty. Well, how about that look inside? Just clears the deck.
They are just too small to stop Otule in paint.
13 for Otule. On the second assist by Dawson. Turnover. Deontay Burton at the buzzer. No. Marquette stretch it out. 52-35. And the Golden Eagles rolling against Grambling. Halftime at the Bradley Center. Coming up, we'll take you back to the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles. And of course, Otule down in the paint. Gardner actually missed 3 free throws, which is rare for him. He's a very good free throw shooter. So here we go in half number 2. Marquette has the basketball to start the half. We'll see if they can put the finishing touches on Grambling as they get ready for their showdown Saturday against Ohio State.
It's been an interesting second half. You still want to continue to understand what the big goal is. Continue to get minutes for the young guys. Burton did a great job. Taylor Jr. was great with shooting the ball from the free throw line, and continue to try to play defense without fouling. 15 fouls. That 3 knocked down.
That's a big one for Jake Thomas. He needed that one. Had just 2 points in the opener on Friday against Southern. 22 minutes. Shot just 27% from three-point arc last year. Was a role player last year, but if they're going to bang inside, Marquette's going to need an outside weapon. Thomas certainly hopes to be that guy.
And right now with their guards, that's only the 4th basket made from the guards playing for Marquette. We talked about they lost to the big trio guards. These guards have to do a good job, yes, running the team, playing the defense, but they're also going to be called on to make perimeter shots.
Buzz Williams always preaching paint touches. Tries to get one every possession. Thomas feeling it from deep range. VJ as he comes up with a couple of threes. There is a huge weapon for Marquette if Thomas is going to shoot like that. Behind the arc in the first half. And Jake Thomas hitting 2 3-pointers in half number 2. 58-35 Marquette. Just rolling here in half number 2. Shine has it knocked away. Otule denies. A.J. Shine.
Otule's just having an all-around great game. He's taking 2 charges in the first half. Did a good job of changing shots in that one. Then he just changed it, redirected it to stands.
Offensive going, Marquette's win just about every facet as Colmier fires a 3. And a rebound by Otule. Hey, coach for us, Brad. What's Buzz Williams looking for in this next segment of play?
He still wants his team to execute offensively and defensively. They're going to play against a lot of zones, so this gives them an opportunity to work his zone offense. We talk about on the defensive end, continue to play defense without fouling. Only give Grambling State 1 shot at the basket, and then push the basketball with pace. When they get into the half court, what Marquette has been known for is being able to execute offensively, continue to get the ball to the paint, whether that be by pass or dribble. Nice pass there, but an easy lane.
Wilson to Taylor Jr. Beautiful pass from Wilson. And Taylor Jr. has 10 points. Don't forget, coming up next here on Fox Sports 1, Tennessee in their opener against Xavier. Freeman cannot connect. Here comes Wilson. And Wilson kicks it in. Taylor Jr. easy. Grambling in all kind of foul trouble. Joseph Price wants the timeout. And they are certainly worried about running out of players in this game. They actually operated basically a 6-man rotation. And a ton of fouls for Grambling. Colmier has 4 fouls, the point guard. They'll have play a little bit hesitant the rest of the way. It's great to get the season underway. Kickoff on Friday night. Big night of college basketball tonight. Terrific matchups in Chicago.
That'll be exciting.
Jamil Wilson. And look at Marquette pass. They're moving around. And Jake Thomas, the beneficiary. A quick 8 for Thomas. All of them coming here second half.
You talk about Thomas needing to get. There's a block there on that drive to the basket. Taylor too late, just a little bit too late. You talk about Jake Thomas needing to get a little bit of a rhythm. This is how you get in the rhythm. His teammates understand that they want to have him feel good about himself. He knocked down 2 threes. Could have been an easy lay-in, but no, they understand. Pass to your teammate. Make him feel good about himself. Very unselfish play there by Marquette.
See Jamil Wilson run the floor like that, make passes like that, and it gives you a good reason to think he would end up in a point guard role at some point. He could certainly do that for you if they want to go big. Wilson at 6'7". He's out of Racine as well, out of Horlick High School. He's anxious for his young cousin, Dwayne Wilson, to return to the active roster. Freshman, highly talented freshman.
If you're going to be successful in college basketball today, you have to have versatile players. You have to be able to play big, play small, be quick, have guys that can make plays, especially from that point forward position. And I think Buzz Williams has found one.
And pulled away by Thomas. And unable to control it. He and Taylor Jr. Gobbled up. Looked like Thomas had a run to the basket, but Taylor Jr. got in his way.
Taylor Jr. stole it from him and said, "No, you've had enough shine for tonight."
Sometimes the best defense is your offense. Not necessarily in that order, however.
But I like the hustle. Jake Thomas still going after that basketball. Even with the lead that they have right now, still showing the passion for the game.
No doubt Marquette, they get after it, not just in the games either. They have you talk about a culture of hard work. They play hard, they practice hard.
Notice they also progress their players. If you look at the players that come to Marquette, they start out freshman year being guys that you may not have heard of or talked about, but at the end of their careers, they're right on the cusp of being NBA players or even have the ability to go overseas.
A travel on Joe Wilson, turns it over. Deontay Burton, the freshman, checked in. He's getting an extended run here tonight as Taylor Jr. heads to the bench.
He had a really good first half. Burton did. He had 4 offensive rebounds. Did a lot of damage right around that free throw line end area.
10 points, 5 rebounds for Burton in the first half. And he pulls down on the rebound. He's got a chance at a double-double. It would be his first as a collegiate, just his second game, and he goes strong. And Burton fishes with the left. That's what they love about Deontay Burton. He's tough to take off back.
He is. He is very aggressive to get to the basket. Cormier misses that jumper. And Grambling has gone back to the way they started the game. We had a stat. The first 12 minutes of the game, scored 9 points. The last 8 minutes, that finish knocked down by Wilson. They scored 26 points moving the basketball. They've gone back to playing one-on-one basketball, and since then, this lead has continued to balloon.
And Marquette putting the hammer down. Marquette's hit 3 3-pointers in the second half. Thomas with pair, and Wilson next for his first. Cormier penetrates, pitches, then shine in the corner. Grambling got to have that one. And up top, oh my goodness! The one has just happened. Deontay Burton, a high flyer. Bryce and his assistant, Ray Martin. They have Notre Dame ties and trying to get some kind of progress, any measurable progress with this Grambling program. And they use the word challenges a lot when they talk about Grambling State at this point, their athletic program. Chandler on the timeout has a blocking violation on Marquette. Thomas hit for the foul. Oh, we're going way back. Man, Stanford Cardinals standout, Brevin Knight.
It's almost as far back as the last national championship that you put up there, 77.
And you're looking good. You look just the same now as in that photo. What's the 22 points or the 22 on the jersey? Is that your number?
That was my number. That's always been my number. It's been, it was something that I started when I was younger, and it just continued as long as it could continue.
Do you have any memories here at the Bradley Center? You were briefly in Milwaukee Bucks.
Briefly here at Buck. The one thing that I can say is these were some of the most dedicated fans. And because they came out, we went to the playoffs, they were here for us, and just as dedicated as they were to the Bucks, they are that much more dedicated to this Marquette team.
All right, remind me now, you were kind of the hired gun that year, right?
Yeah, TJ Ford went down, hurt his back, and then they needed someone to come in and try to run his ship a little bit and make sure Michael Redd got enough shots. And that's what I made sure of.
You set him up? No. For sure. Here's Juwan Johnson. Yeah, good to have Brevin Knight with us. Fox Sports 1. You'll be back at it tomorrow. And you've got DePaul tomorrow.
DePaul Southern Miss. It should be a good game. I think the score will be a little bit different than this one.
Brad Young, Cleveland Melvin. Got some presence there with DePaul. A couple of players averaging 16 points per game. The Big East, the new look Big East. Curious to see how DePaul starts to move their program and see where they can take it.
You know, so Cleveland Melvin inside for them is a big time player. Brandon Young on the perimeter. So those two will have to shoulder a lot of load for the DePaul teams who are looking to get back to where they used to be in terms of playing competitive basketball.
Tadeo finds some space. Nice easy look inside to Taylor. With 14 points now as Mayo delivers.
Another thing that in watching this game here tonight, that Marquette has done a good job of making passes in tight spaces, especially in the painted area. Made nice bounce passes and chest passes to allow their guys the ability to score.
A.J. Shine, who had 21 points against DePaul on Saturday. It's been quiet for Shine Day. Shine with 9 points, but foul trouble. You could say that for just about all of the Grambling State Tigers. Benton has fouled out. The point guard, Comier, is playing with 4 fouls as he misses. So looking for the field goal.
Because he has those 4 fouls, he is now just resorting to shooting all jump shots, not even trying to attack the basket.
Wilson, too hot to handle. Well, great pedigree here. Marquette on the Al McGuire court. And the statue. There's his image.
The Buzz Williams team later on during the conference.
Well, they'll go to Arizona State. And then that wooden classic will be in Fullerton, California. And a potential matchup with Miami. Craig is in that as well.
We'll see enough of Craig as the season goes on.
Right out of the timeout, a 3-pointer made by Torrey Shine, and he'll go to the line, try to make it 4 here. Juwan Johnson called for the foul, his first.
They're not going to allow you as a defender to walk up under a shooter. You see Johnson here as he contests, doesn't allow Shine the ability to come down from the jump shot. That's why the foul was called.
13 for Shine now as he makes a 4-point possession for Grambling State. Grambling State is going to play next Wednesday. That's going to be their only game until the 14th of December. So they basically have 1 game from now until mid-December in a month's time. And they'll head to Arizona State. So they're going to have a lot of time on the practice floor. And they'll need it. In danger of dropping their 30th consecutive game going back to March of 2012. They were with us all of last season.
So it's an uphill climb for this Grambling State program. But you have to start somewhere.
Now tomorrow on an all-new The Ultimate Fighter, tensions running high, the bad blood boils over. It's more than a fight for the finals, it's personal. The Ultimate Fighter, all new tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, only on Fox Sports 1. Shine now with 4 fouls.
What I'll be excited to see is how this Marquette team was preseason #1 in this Big East Conference, rightfully so, how they match up when you play against a Georgetown, when they play against Creighton with McDermott, when they play against those teams that may have bigs inside that can match as Mayo gets to the basket, that can match size and strength. That is when this perimeter will really have to step up. They'll be able to either make plays or they'll be exposed for not being able to hang with this team.
I think he changes his identity a little bit, but there's still a lot of size in this conference, and that is the strength of Marquette. And that's why Buzz Williams continues to pound the notion that he has to get some answers about his perimeter. That includes rotation. You got to find out who his go-to guys are going to be. Is Wilson going to be able to run point effectively? Derek Wilson. Is he going to be a threat at all offensively running the point? So those are all legitimate thoughts and concerns for Buzz Williams.
And these are times where you have to see how they're going to respond in different situations. In preseason, these early season games, that ball is thrown out of bounds. These early season games is where you get that play. You get the playing time. You get to understand what it's going to take to win and lose. And also, Buzz Williams understands, as you said, what his rotation should be.
A whistle underneath. Derek Wilson crashing into our announce table.
He's big enough to take up this table also.
He's a strong, wide-body point guard. That's going to be a great matchup Saturday. Wilson will be truly tested in a way he has not been in collegiate when Aaron Craft and Ohio State comes in here.
There's a chance here to see the pass, the foul there. Just on the side, he only hit the side of the table and looked like he shook the whole table.
Todd Mayo. Mayo had a great opener on Friday against Southern. Mayo was one of the big scorers, had 20 points in just 23 minutes. There's another guy. You talk about the perimeter from Marquette. He could play huge this year. If he can get back to what he was as a freshman, at least the confidence part of his game.
I think that for him, it just comes down to his foul they'll call on Tule. For Mayo, there's his decision making, shot selection, and then can he give enough on the defensive end to warrant playing heavy minutes. They know he has the ability to score the basketball, but it's the intangibles that he's going to have to bring night in and night out.
Interesting that brother OJ plays for the Bucks. First year in Milwaukee, so the two brothers are here playing at this facility. 3-point by Ramon Brown. Had 11 points in the opener. That gives him 8 tonight. And the theme continues in the paint for Marquette as Tule playing with 4 fouls now with 15 points.
But the pad, the shot was nice. Ran the floor, but Juan Anderson dribbling down with his right hand is able to make a left hand bounce pass, pinpoint pass.
Comier hit a 3. So Chase Comier with 5 points. No shot whistle before the bucket. Take you back to the pass.
Yeah, you get that. The right hand dribble and then textbook bounce pass with the left hand. And O'Toole, which he has done the entire night, is sealed inside. No way the defender can get there. Easy laying.
O'Toole, his night likely done. Gardner will take over. Buzz Williams ran the post like this in the first half, where O'Toole got the first half of the first half, and then Gardner finished up, and both had terrific scoring numbers in the first half. Anderson on the reverse. He'll head to the line. A foul on Richard Freeman.
Another one of those interior passes. That was from out of bounds. Still throwing a nice bounce pass in the interior. Good job by Anderson, sealing the defender almost out of bounds to be able to receive that pass.
Anderson gets the friendly rim. 6'6" junior. Comier still playing in foul trouble. And Marquette gets the free throw. Their 20th Correction there. 13th free throw made. 13 out of 24 tonight. Chase Comer just coming off his first field goal made as a collegiate player, that three-pointer a moment ago. Had started his career at Grambling 0 for 16 from the field. So it probably feels good to get that one out of the way.
I've been there when you just cannot get one to go down. And once you get one to go down, and it does a good job this time, get to the free throw line. Chance to make something with the clock stop, but comes up short there.
He does shoot a lot of free throws. He had 9 points against DePaul, and all of those came at the free throw line.
We talked with Buzz Williams today. He was saying that with the new rules, quick guards are at a premium. And if you can get a guard quick enough that can get head and shoulders by his defender time and time again, he'll create the fouls on the opposing team. That gets your team in the penalty quick.
Bird going strong. And rebound shine. Here comes Collier. Going up top, and almost Freeman got a chance. I thought Dawson may have got a piece of it. At least he disrupted the play. On the other end, Anderson. Oh! How about that? A little shine from Juan Anderson. In the corner, Chandler with three, and the quick answer for the Tigers.
Trying to figure out why they don't find that guy down the court more often. And they're not watching the shooting exhibition that he's putting on. He has a big guy trying to defend him, so he has that opportunity almost every time down the court.
And Mayo goes strong. Just finds himself wide open. Another athletic play. 8 points for Todd Mayo. That'll be a whistle. And a timeout on the floor. Juan Anderson making Oakland proud. Beautiful.
At ExxonMobil, our gasoline helps fuel connect.
Xavier, they're trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. They've had a nice run. They had 7 straight tournament appearances. A couple of years ago, made it to the Sweet 16. But they missed out at Atlantic 10 last year, and first entry into the Big East. We'll see how they go this season.
They have a budding star in Samaj Christian there. He averaged 15 points last year as a freshman. It's a long arm point guard, playmaker, very fun to watch play.
Well, great to have Big East basketball on Fox Sports this year. Anderson finishes up. It's all easy under the basket. Marquette on the way to triple digits tonight against Grambling State.
Let's look at that time by Mayo. Again, another nice fast break and pinpoint pass by Marquette.
Interesting. Buzz Williams has a couple starters due to check back in. And Derek Wilson and Jamil Wilson. Well, Tule is fouled. Jawan Johnson will join. So with a very sizable lead, Buzz is going to bring back a couple of his starters, maybe to control pace a little bit.
Or just to work on a different lineup and see how these guys play together. He wants to see how Johnson can play with veteran guys on the court. You get a freshman out there with veterans, see what he's able to do. So this is a teaching moment. Oh, this is almost like practice within a game. And that is what Buzz Williams at this one is trying to do.
Division I teams able to practice a couple of weeks earlier this year. So these guys are going at for a little over a month, practicing against each other, the scrimmages. And I'm sure all of them, all across the country, ready to play somebody else and turn the lights on Friday night. Marquette winning Friday night against Southern in that conference with Grambling State. They're the top team in that conference into the NCAA tournament last year. Southern. It was a battle for Friday night. Marquette won the ball game.
And again, they only had one starter make a field goal, and that was Jamil Wilson in that game. So Southern really gave them all that they can handle and put them on the free throw line.
7-point win for Marquette. Marquette shot 53 free throws in that game. Not bad, Jamil Wilson. Plenty of highlights tonight against Grambling. Jamil with 9. It's 96-63.
The Marquette team, they understand that they were just a way better team than this Grambling State team, but they have things that they can work on going forward. They can work free throw shooting. Jamil Wilson had a nice drive baseline, no defense at all from Grambling. They don't want to foul out. Premier knows he has 4 fouls. Wilson gets in the basket, but they work on their free throw shooting. Perimeter-wise, they're still going to have to find out who's going to be a consistent shooter. Jake Thomas with 3 threes here in the second half. They're big for them. There's another 3, but they're going to have to make these same type jump shots under duress. Not when you're just up 30 points.
First collegiate field goal by Juwan Johnson. He is in the books. And he's running the floor and jumped him with a layup. Might have jumped a hair too early. But able to finish with a layup. Well, he was flying down the floor. Marquette very high on their freshmen. Buzz Williams has the categories. He's got proven players. He's got his wild cards, the guys that have been around. You hope to get something out of it. And then whatever you get from the freshman, that's going to be a bonus. Juwan Johnson could be a big part of that this season, the freshman from Memphis.
He definitely is going to be a big part of it. You see why he was a scorer in high school, knocks down the long-range 3 there, and then out on the break, he just needs to take off, finds the rim, easy, fast break opportunity. Deep post up, you should get the ball. And tonight, Marquette continue to feed their bigs inside.
With the 3 freshmen on the floor now, the 2 seniors, Wilson and Otule. Toss the backup point guard. Wilson will take his. No problem. Oh, he's got beautiful stroke. So athletic. Want to Bill Rafter his picks at the top of the conference in the preseason. Jamil Wilson. Those of you in the home markets of Tennessee and Xavier will get you out to that game for the tip in just a few moments. For everyone else looking for that game, to get on Fox Sports 2, or you can watch on the Fox Sports Go app. And that pretty much sums up the night for Grambling. They did the finish, but didn't sing the easy layup.
Chandler Thomas, he would be the guy to clean it up. He's been the lone bright spot for Grambling tonight.
Yeah, 24 points. Juwan Johnson, his second field goal. And he's on the line when we come back.
Here's to an Italian meal the way it should be. Here's to course after course after course after course.
Burton, the freshman, has 14 points, 6 rebounds tonight on 6 of 15 shooting. Buzz Williams answering a lot of questions. Juwan Johnson starting to get some scoring in this second half. And his first Marquette field goal of his career.
And I see 3 of the freshmen on the floor together here to finish out this game.
So 8 points for Juwan Johnson. Marquette next up against Ohio State on Saturday. Well, this great early November games. It's going to continue that way in the Big East, you would figure. Coaches are going to be forced to build their RPI ratings with quality non-conference opponents, and that's good for the game. Certainly good for us on Fox Sports.
Great for us.
Dawson kicks it out. Johnson. Shine misses the 3. Dawson will clean it up. Marquette continues to want to push it. These are great minutes for these freshmen. Taylor Jr. And a foul going the other way. All right, Brevin, this is the one that Marquette has their sights set on. Aaron Kraft and the Buckeyes against Marquette. Noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern, Saturday on Fox.
You see what their resumes are. These teams have done great things over the years. It'll be a big matchup. Buzz Williams, you talk about one, bring great talent and bring good teams here to play against his team in order for them to progress going forward. Amir Williams, the big center, for Ohio State will challenge Marquette and see can Gardner and O'Toole continue to dominate the painted area as they did here tonight.
Key loss for Ohio State. Deshaun Thomas went to the NBA, was cut by the Spurs. Wonder if he wishes he would have stayed another year. Another year at Ohio State might have upped his draft stock. That's not the case. He's ready to turn pro. Now LaQuinton Ross for Buckeyes will step into the sizable shoes of Deshaun Thomas.
Similar to, I think, Vanderbilt would want another year here. Left really thought things would work out a little bit differently for him.
Well, tonight's game produced by Max Langwand, John Walsh, multiple regional Emmy Award winner, directing tonight's game. Brian Anderson with Brevin Knight. Great to have you with us. A terrific crew here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
They make it easy on us.
A little bit of a cold snap when you arrived, Brevin. Weren't expecting to see snow on the ground this early in the basketball schedule.
Not this early. And I promise you, I did not bring the right attire for this weather either. Down in Memphis and down in Charlotte, I didn't dress like that. I promise you. That I left my wig at home, but next time I come this way, we'll have my wig.
Just remember, when you're sprinting to your car after this game, keep your feet under your shoulders. Don't get out wide. All right, our Land Rover player of the game tonight. And we can go in a lot of directions here, but how about the 6th-year senior Chris O'Toole, 17 points, did tournament again, and they moved from the Atlantic 10 to the Big East. Timeout. That is a full timeout by Buzz Williams. Delaying the inevitable.
This right here is the definition of teaching moment. Whatever he's teaching.
Work your plan, plan your work. I would love to know what Buzz Williams had to say in that last timeout.
And then he told me the ball's on this side of the court.
He's bossing the referees down. No. It's all right. And they're hanging in there till the end. This place is going to be rocking on Saturday. They're expecting a big crowd. For 3 games, Marquette scheduled at home.
One of the best crowds in college basketball. The roof may come off this building Saturday.
Great student section as well. They do a fantastic job.
And if you want it to be electric at a college, night locked here by Burton, you want electricity in a building, you let in about 4,000 students, there's going to be electricity in this building.
Chandler Thomas, he has been a guy to make a name for himself tonight. He has 26 points for Grambling State. Johnson. Yeah, why not? Jawan Johnson getting his in the second half. He has 9, all of them coming half number 2.
Showing his athleticism. We saw on the breakout, had to find the rim after just taking off in there, making a mid-air adjustment, finishing the other side of the basket.
Anderson goes down on the rebound, missed 3. Check in with Bob Stone in our Los Angeles studio as soon as we're wrapped up. Xavier, Tennessee back into our doubleheader tonight. Tennessee, that'll be their first game of the season. They picked 3rd in the SEC. Kentucky and Florida ahead of them. It's a good match for Xavier early with Tennessee. After the Ohio State game on Saturday, Marquette next Thursday will again be at home here in BC against New Hampshire, and then they'll finally hit the road their first away game at Arizona State.
And G. Carson at Arizona State, quick point guard. You talk about Wilson having his hands full with Aaron Craft, different type hands full when he goes up against the speedy G. Carson.
You figure Herb Sittick will get that program going a little bit at Arizona State. And a foul, and that is ordered from the bench to get Dylan Flood in the game. And the fan favorite here, the walk-on, who's a junior.
Yeah, the fans always love the walk-ons, guys that work their tail off, never get a minute. They may play the last minute, 30 seconds of a game, but they're there early. They work hard during practice. They'll help out the other guys after practice. Teams cannot survive without having guys like Dylan Flood on their team.
Ralph Rosina, he knows that feeling. Dylan Flood has never scored a point in his career at Marquette.
Got him a rebound, though.
Get on the ball.
They better get on the ball. Gotta get the ball reversed. There we go. Swing. You looking the wrong way. Look at him. The bench is even higher. You just got to shoot.
Yep, here we go. And a chance. And it's on the board. Dylan Flood, his first career points at Marquette.
I'm happy for Dylan. And look, he does it on Fox also. National TV. He didn't get him any other time. He was waiting for a big moment, and this was his big moment. A pass cut, and even still, with this in this time of the game, a nice interior pass to get Dylan his first ever college basket.
Nice.
Look at the bench, the fans. That is why you come to college basketball games, for things like that.
Make a smile on his face. He has reason to smile. He's a junior. Been working in his program, the walk-on. He finally gets himself in the record books, a rebound and a field goal. And congratulations to Dylan Flood. He's got his own one tonight.
Exactly. There it is. That's the one.
For him. Johnson now with 11 points. And we wind it down here at the BC. Nothing coming up on Fox Sports 1. Tennessee Xavier. Marquette Rose. 114 points on the board tonight. For Brett Knight and our entire Fox Sports crew, I'm Brian Anderson.